News with Chicago PD, tomorrow at 10/9 Central on NBC.
2 News begins right now with breaking news.
At 6:37, he says something's wrong.
A news reporter relays the words of a condemned killer, Clayton Lockett, as a dramatic turn of events plays out at the state prison in McAllister. A planned double execution ends in failure as something goes wrong during the lethal injection.
The execution of Charles Warner is now on hold. 2 News reporter Max Resnick is live in McAllister with how this all went down. Max?
Department of Corrections officials tell us that Clayton Lockett died at 7:06 this evening after suffering a massive heart attack. They say he suffered that heart attack after the director of the DOC stopped the execution.
The execution began at 6:23.
The dozen reporters who witnessed the execution of Clayton Lockett returned to the media center more than 1 hour after the process began. They explained to those who did not witness the execution what just occurred.
He continued with slow blinks, heavy eyes. He laid still.
At 6:30, Lockett received his first check of consciousness. Media witnesses say he was still conscious. Robert Patton, director of the Department of Corrections, told reporters he was sedated. At 6:33, media witnesses say prison officials determined Lockett was unconscious.
At that time, we began pushing the second and third drugs in the protocol. There was some concern at that time that the drugs were not having the effect. So the doctor observed the line and determined that the line had blown.
That line, according to prison officials, was Lockett's vein.
At 6:37, he mumbles, something's wrong, as he lifts his head and shoulders off the gurney.
Prison officials drew the blinds in the execution chamber at 6:39. Patton made the call to stop the execution.
After conferring with the warden, and unknown how much drugs had went into him, it was my decision at that time to stop the execution.
Patton then called the governor's and attorney general's offices to tell them he stopped the execution. He requested a 14-day stay of execution for Charles Warner, who was scheduled to die at 8 o'clock tonight. A prison official tells us that they didn't know how long the execution might take because this was a drug mixture that they hadn't used before. Now, in the 19 previous lethal injections, they say the average time between injection and death was typically 6 to 12 minutes. Reporting live in McAllister tonight, Max Resnick, 2 News works for you.
Thank you, Max. The Neiman family issued this statement about their daughter after the execution. She was the joy of our life. We are thankful this day has finally arrived and justice will be served. And Governor Mary Fallin issued this statement on tonight's execution. She said, I have asked the Department of Corrections to conduct a full review of Oklahoma's execution procedures to determine what happened and why during this evening's execution of Clayton Darrell Lockett.
Going in depth tonight, the intense legal battle leading up to tonight's executions began about 60 days ago and was brought on after European companies that produce pentobarbital banned U.S. prisons from using it. That led to a change of drug protocols. It all started February 25th. Attorneys for inmates Clayton Lockett and Charles Warner filed suit against the state, claiming the secrecy surrounding the executions keeps the courts from determining whether the punishment is cruel and unusual. On March 14th, a bombshell as the DOC says they don't have enough drugs for the executions. A week later, March 21st, the DOC gives the prison wardens the option of choosing from 5 different drug combinations. Attorneys for Lockett and Warner challenged that. On April 21st, the Oklahoma Supreme Court stayed the executions for both Lockett and Warner, but 2 days later, April 23rd, the Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled again, this time saying that the state can keep the details about the drugs used in executions secret. And that set the stage for the April 29th executions of both Lockett and Warner.
Now, in April of 2008, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled lethal injection is not cruel and unusual punishment. Still, there have been problems with it in the past. Most often, much like tonight's case, a vein is missed. In one 2006 case out of Florida, it took 30 minutes for a prison employee to locate the condemned man's vein. In that case, there were severe chemical burns, and it took 34 minutes for the prisoner to die. Now, one of the most recent cases happened in Ohio. It's the story of Dennis McGuire. He was put to death on January 16th of this year. His family is now suing, saying that he made loud snorting noises and it took 25 minutes for him to die. A normal execution, as Max mentioned, lasts about 12 minutes and is relatively silent. And like here in Oklahoma, the drug combination was different than usual and untested because supplies of the old formula had dried up.
So how does an execution fail? Tonight we reached out to a medical expert for perspective. Dr. Jonathan Groner joins us now via Skype from Ohio, from The Ohio State University. And the question is, you know, prisons like the one here in Oklahoma are now having to change some of the drugs that they use in executions. Obviously, you weren't there. You weren't part of this event. But in your opinion, was the failure due to the drugs that they're using, or is this more of how it's being administered?
Well, I think it's actually both. There was definitely a problem with the IV from everything that I've read about the execution, but there's also a problem with the drugs, that the combination that they use doesn't really have an anesthetic in it. It has a sedative and then a paralyzing agent and then potassium chloride to stop the heart. So the thing that we would use in the operating room for general anesthesia, such as a high-dose narcotic or general anesthetic, is actually missing.
You know, obviously there's the issue there in Ohio that we mentioned. From your perspective, can these issues be solved for states like Ohio and Oklahoma? And if so, how?
Well, the answer is no. I mean, the problem is there's a conflict that can't be resolved, and that the people who are most expert at using these drugs and putting these IVs in are ethically forbidden from participating in execution. So that's a sort of a paradox that can't be resolved. So unless you're going to bring anesthesiologists into the death chamber to do that, but they are not willing to do that for obvious moral and ethical reasons.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Dr. Jonathan Groner, thanks for your perspective tonight. And our coverage of tonight's failed execution continues online. We've populated KJRH.com with several news stories, plus a full background on both Lockett and Warner, as well as the victims' families.
You keep a good person down. So who knows, it may re-rise and we'll be stronger and better than anybody.
Baxter Rising, the slogan for the 4,200 people in the community just over the Oklahoma border in Kansas as they clean up after Sunday's EF2 tornado. 2 News reporter Liz Bryant is there live tonight where people use daylight to push forward. Liz?
It's curfew now here in Baxter Springs, Kansas, a town rising from this rubble. I'm only seeing law enforcement drive around, and they're really driving around. Other than that, it's quiet and it's dark, but don't let that fool you, because today 542 people volunteered in this tornado debris.
It's just people of Baxter coming together.
Baxter Rising.
Rising back up to help get this town back in its order.
From the electricity going back up to the people sweeping forward.
This has been my home for the past 11 years.
Johnny Redden cleans scrap off this street. Every push, he's thinking about his friend Clinton.
Because all he had after he lost his dad in 2009 was his house and his car. And both of those got taken away.
Up the street at 417, another John, who always wanted a skylight and to knock down a few walls, but never had this in mind.
I've been saying for years I want to move away, you know, but after what I've been through the last 48 hours, I don't think I'll ever move away.
See, 48 hours ago, John's 2 teenagers inside here only 3 minutes before the tornado hit. They got in the car, sped 60 miles an hour down side streets, all to get away.
Here we are, less than a week from high school graduation. And I'm going, okay, what do? Do I plan a funeral?
As for Johnny, a clean street means a clean slate for Baxter.
If we can rise up out of this, then that'll show how strong of a community we are. And
Johnny, all
honestly,
the volunteers, the contractors, the insurance agents, everyone must register and get a tag like this. It's so officials can put a detailed report together and make sure they get all the FEMA money they can. Live in Baxter Springs tonight, I'm Liz Bryant. 2 News works for you.
Thank you, Liz. Now, 2 News has been flooded with calls and email from those of you who are wondering how you can help the tornado victims. The Salvation Army and the American Red Cross are both accepting donations. An easy way to give $10 is to text Red Cross to 90999. You can also find links, phone numbers, and the addresses of relief groups that are working there on our website, kjrh.com.
Now, there was not a tornado warning issued at the time the twister hit Quapaw and the surrounding communities. Today, 2 News went to the National Weather Service and asked some tough questions to get the answers you deserve. Steve Piltz, the meteorologist in charge, says that tornadoes generally form thousands of feet in the air. This tornado, however, formed at the cloud base right over Quapaw, doing damage almost immediately.
It's not rare, but most often luck is with you, and it happens in a field first, or it happens far enough away from town where a spotter will see it.
Pilt says that he and his team will review what happened Sunday, looking for ways to improve on future predictions.
Well, this was a cloudy and cold day here in Green Country. We were all wondering, when are those spring temperatures going to come back, Brett?
Yeah, I looked at the calendar 3 or 4 times to make sure it didn't say October. It indeed says late April. We should be warming up, and today we had afternoon temperatures in the lower 50s. The clouds still out there, the rain, very few rain showers across the area have eroded. They are gone. Down to the southeast, it's still been a stormy night from Atlanta to the Gulf Coast, not as tornadic as it was last night. Still, though, some tornado reports down in the deep south and parts of Mississippi, Alabama, now moving into western Georgia. Tomorrow morning, we'll have a chilly breeze, variably cloudy skies, and a temperature around 43. Coming up in weather, we're going to talk about how we're going to have more sunshine than we had today. A frosty night tomorrow night for some of us, but a big weekend warm-up. 290s in the forecast. Find out in the 7-day forecast.
All right. It was 75 when I left California this afternoon, 54 when I got off the plane.
Yeah, a little chilly here today.
Definitely. Well, it's something that kids use every day, school crosswalks.
And with the city trying to tighten its belt, could those crossing guards who help protect your child disappear?
And People magazine named him the sexiest man alive. I met Adam Levine on the red carpet to talk about The Voice. You're watching 2 News. Works for you at 10.
Fowler Chevrolet, please hold. Yes, Fowler will do whatever it takes to be your #1 Chevy dealer. Yes, Fowler will price over 500 Chevrolets as low as $144 per month. Are you 5, 10, even 15 grand upside down? Fowler Chevrolet will get you right side up and into a new 2014 Silverado truck, only $244 per month. Whatever it takes, get to Fowler or you'll pay too much. I-44 and the Arkansas River.
Chevrolet. At St. John, you're not the patient in 201. You're a 7-month survivor. You're not the heart attack victim on the 4th floor. You're hero to Ava, Charlie, and Caleb. You're more than a diagnosis or database entry. You're the reason we exist. Our entire staff is committed to making you stronger. It's why Telsons, for 85 years and counting, choose the health family of St. John.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to upgrade to a brand new vehicle every 2 to 3 years? That's why we created the exclusive Jim Glover Upgrade Plan. We can make your dream of always driving the newest models a reality. We can also provide you with even lower payments, like a 2014 Cruze for just $229 a month, or a 2014 Crew Cab Silverado for a mere $389 a month. Never worry about maintenance costs or trade-in value ever again. Be worry-free with a Jim Glover Upgrade Plan. I-44 Memorial.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
We brought right. Shh, thank you. Why are we whispering?
Our kiddo's still sleeping. Can we see him? Okay.
If he's sleeping, he can't eat our breakfast.
Start your day with a savory sausage biscuit and crispy golden hash browns for just $1.49 every day. There's something for everyone to love at McDonald's.
How's breakfast?
This is a head-to-head challenge. We want to find out which vehicle you prefer.
Wow, a lot more pickup than the Honda. The Fusion does not feel like a 4-cylinder. Is that because of the EcoBoost?
So the Fusion, it just has a younger vibe to me. The winner is Ford Fusion, hands down.
Now get a Fusion with up to $2,000 cash back, or choose 0% for 60 months plus $500 cash. Visit your Oklahoma Ford dealer today. The best in Oklahoma.
We're making a Monterey Melt today.
It's big, cheesy, meaty.
The sauce is the cherry on top. I think it's fantastic.
The Monterey Melt is an all-time favorite.
New at 10, a tight budget year jeopardizes several City of Tulsa programs, including one that helps keep kids safe. Tulsa public school officials tell 2 News the city has proposed handing the Crossing Guard program over to the district. The city currently employs 66 people to help children cross the street during school hours. School officials have been advised against the plan, saying street safety belongs to the city.
Another issue is there are a lot of other unseen costs as well. You get into workers' comp issues and some other things, and all of a sudden you realize that, a flat dollar amount probably is not going to cover that.
The school and city continue to talk about a possible solution. We'll know what the final plan will be this Thursday when the mayor presents his budget.
Months ago, 2 News launched an investigation into Tulsa's pothole problem, and Why they never seem to get fixed. Well, tonight the city's taking action. Since our story aired last night, 4 of the potholes have now been fixed. We've also created a map on kjrh.com that shows where they are. You can also see when they're fixed. You've already called or emailed us about 14 big potholes, and our problem solvers then take that information and report them to the city.
NBC's hit show The Voice showcases new talent while giving us a more candid side of some of music's biggest stars. Tonight, I take you behind the scenes to meet Coach Adam Levine and some of the contestants who dream of winning. 2 hours till showtime on The Voice stage. Fans start lining up, invited guests anxious to get into NBC's hottest show. Inside, contestants rehearse and fine-tune their performance before sharing with me what it's like to be on stage.
On stage, like, all my nerves go away once the song begins, and once the music starts and I start singing, it's an emotional time, and it's time to step up to the plate and not be nervous at all.
I'm able to see that I am good. Like, I do have this thing to where I could potentially be a performer, like a star.
Delvin and the other contestants know every vote counts, so he sent a message to Oklahoma.
If you vote for me, hopefully I'll be able to win this thing, and I'll be able to come to Oklahoma and give you the best show you've ever had in your life. That's all I can say. Just vote. Let's just blow it up. Delvin Choice for The Voice. Turn up!
Every singer I interviewed, all 12 at the time, told me their coaches are key to winning. Adam Levine's team won The Voice twice, and the show gives this pop star a new place to shine. While music fans know him as the lead singer of Maroon 5, we're learning a whole new side of him here.
Why? Do you have to pee from there? That's not nice.
Levine constantly tangles with Oklahoma's own Blake Shelton.
I'm so stupid.
The two are an odd couple of country and pop.
The age difference is not a big deal, you know. We're still immature and we have fun together.
We do.
You're 41?
35.
Oh.
The red carpet's a madhouse filled with coaches and contestants and reporters vying for their attention. Team Adam's Kat Perkins told me she's already thinking about next week's show.
But I definitely want to figure out a way to channel the nerves a little bit better, because I was really nervous and it was hard to turn that into the energy that you could use. So hopefully I'll figure that out.
And she did. Kat's still in. Bria and Tess got sent home tonight.
How about that? That was just the first of your stories behind the scenes of the red carpet.
That's right. I just got back from Los Angeles just this afternoon. It has been such a great experience working behind the scenes, meeting the contestants. I feel pretty emotionally invested in them. But tomorrow night now, we're actually going to catch up with Alaska and Maddie. Remember the Tulsa duo?
Sure,
they were on earlier this year. We'll find out how this time on The Voice actually is helping launch this.
As far as Blake and Adam go, you know, like last night, Blake tweeted out Adam's phone number. Are they just having fun with each other, or are they actually kind of trying to dig at each other a little bit?
You know, I think up until last night they were really having fun, and maybe that might have just kind of crossed a little bit of a line. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, we do hope you're watching that story very closely, because tomorrow night we're going to ask you a question about something from tonight's story. You'll then need to open our app or log on to our website and fill out the entry form, including the correct answer for your chance to win a pair of tickets to 4 shows at Tulsa's BOK Center this year. Now, the contest doesn't even open until 10 o'clock on Wednesday.
Storm Shield weather, certified most accurate.
Hey, good evening, everyone. One more cool day, and then things are going to improve dramatically over the weekend. It's going to feel like summertime. Tomorrow, a 20% chance of rain, just a 20% chance of rain. If you look at it the other way, an 80% chance that it stays dry. Then there's no chance of rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or even Sunday. So the Bixby Barbecue and Blues Fest is going to be awesome. Nice and warm down in Bixby for that big festival. Our low pressure area, the storm that brought us the tornado in Quapaw and Baxter Springs, and then the tornadoes across central Arkansas, and then last night, all those tornadoes across Mississippi, Tennessee, and Alabama. Now it's starting to move away. It's between St. Louis and Chicago. So the circulation is a broad circulation around. It goes all the way back to Goodland, Kansas. And so we still have some clouds sliding into green country off of that. So as they'll move overhead tomorrow, we still have the chance for some clouds, but I think we're going to have more sunshine than clouds. And again, this rain chance is just so minute tomorrow. Not really going to be a big deal. All right, tower camera right now. We've got mostly cloudy skies at 50 degrees. The dew point's down at 37. If the skies were clear, we'd fall into the 30s tonight. Tomorrow night, I think we'll fall into the upper 30s. Northwest winds at 13 miles an hour. Around the region, Veneta's already down to 47, and Tahlequah's at 48. Eufaula's at 53, Stigler's at 50, Bristow's at 50, Manford's at 51, Ponca City currently at 48 degrees. So waking up tomorrow morning, probably need a coat at the bus stops, or if you're out for the morning jog or run, long sleeves certainly needed. We're up to 57 by noon, 64 by 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and we fall quickly back to 52 by 8 p.m. So here's Precision Cast. We'll put it into motion. Clouds tonight. They break up by tomorrow morning, and then we go through much of the morning with some sunshine. A few clouds form again in the afternoon. There might be an isolated shower out there that's not being shown here on Precision Cast, but again, the chance is very, very small. Thursday morning, clear skies. That means the temperature will really be allowed to drop into the 30s, and then a few more clouds here with a weak front Thursday. Today, we had made it up to 59. That was at 12:46 in the morning. The normal high is 75, so today was quite a bit cooler than what would be average. All right, overnight tonight, 43, a chilly breeze, variable skies, and northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Look at Veneta and Talala, upper 30s for overnight lows there tonight. Tomorrow's a different story. I'll show you that in a second. 41 tonight in Tahlequah, Wagner 44, and Okemah down to 44. And down to our south, we're looking at Wilburton around 44 degrees and McAllister around 45. Then tomorrow in Tulsa, again, a sun-cloud mix, a high temperature, 64 degrees. An isolated shower can't be ruled out, but it's not likely. 63 Coffeyville tomorrow, 62 in Pryor. Muskogee, daytime high tomorrow, 63. Sapulpa, 64 degrees. Bristow up to 62. And Stigler, high of 63 tomorrow. Seminole, high of 63 with northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. 7-day forecast. Now check out Thursday morning right here. 37, then 68 Thursday afternoon, 75 Friday, 84 on Saturday. And look, summer arrives. Well, not officially, but it'll feel like it. Sunday and Monday, 90-degree weather. Those will be our first 90s of 2014.
Now, Two Works For You Sports, driven by your Oklahoma Ford dealers.
And hello, my friends. Adam Silver has been on the job for only 3 months, but the new NBA commissioner displaying the power to make things happen. The scene at the Staples Center before the game today, the seats that once was used by the owner of the Clippers, Donald Sterling, those seats will be vacated by others from now on.
Effective immediately, I am banning Mr. Sterling for life from any association with the Clippers organization or the NBA.
Silver punishing L.A. Clippers owner Sterling for racially insensitive remarks. A lifetime ban from the league. Clippers play Game 5. They're going on right now tonight, but Mr. Silver had more.
I will urge the Board of Governors to exercise its authority to force a sale of the team, and will do everything in my power to ensure that that happens.
Meanwhile, the Donald Sterling situation has reverberated around the league. Thunder coach Scott Brooks and Thunder fans responding tonight.
And I thought he did a great job, quick and decisive.
And I think he was 100% on target, and I support what the commissioner did. There's no room for prejudiced or racist remarks in this world. Absolutely none.
Hopefully now we can, try to put it behind us as quickly as we can and focus on the basketball at hand.
All righty, let's go to Game 5. Up to this point, the Thunder never had the lead. They were trailing by 20. They pulled ahead by 1. As we go to the scoreboard, we can see that the Thunder lead it by, they lead it right now. 79-78 is your score. Thunder leading it 79-78. We'll get an update of the score before we get out of here. Washington has eliminated Chicago from the playoffs, winning the series 4-1. And as we mentioned, the Clippers and Warriors just getting underway. Former TU guard Pat Swilling Jr. will not be charged for sexual assault following an investigation. Swilling was suspended from the team in February. Earlier, a TU investigation determined there was not enough evidence. Today, the Tulsa DA's office determined the same thing. ORU losing to baseball's Texas Tech tonight, 4-1 in 12, and the Drillers trailing late. Highlight Zone is next.
Are you tired, suffering from hot flashes, mood swings, or low sex drive? Call WellSpa today for a free consultation or take the hormone test at wellspatest.com. Inside and out, WellSpa is keeping the focus on you.
is coming.
I just haven't met you yet.
The King of Cool is back. Tickets go on sale May 9th.
Looks like the Garcia's got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm in the Buick.
I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
It's a great time to experience the new Buick, where for the first time ever, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on the entire Buick lineup. See your Oklahoma Buick team.
Just when you thought you had the best, there's better. The new Hustler Raptor, heavy-duty welded steel deck, professional grade cut quality, premium Kawasaki power, all from just $27.99. The new Raptor series from Hustler, tools, not toys.
Get your Hustler at Tulsa Kubota Construction Equipment in Bixby and Stuart Martin Equipment in Okmulgee.
So what are we going to do this month to sell 400 Toyotas?
Maybe you should be funny in your commercials.
We can get a new pitch man. Sorry I asked. Let's go to the offers.
2014 Corollas priced at only $16,999?
Yes, they'll be coming from everywhere.
Wow. 2014 Camrys, they're only $18,999.
And get scheduled maintenance for 2 years.
I must be dreaming. Somebody slapped me.
Oh. Fowler Toyota, via Expressway and Sheridan.
Go a different way every day. Go all out at Puhat Mongolian Grill.
Need a spa day? Well Spa offers the latest in non-invasive beauty treatment. Call today or visit them at TulsaHormones.com. Outside and in, Well Spa is keeping the focus on you.
Okay, when you're on the job, you're making tough decisions around the clock. Well, here's an easy one. Ford F-Series. It's a fact. On average, every 42 seconds, someone forks over their hard-earned cash to get one. No wonder they're the best-selling brand of trucks in America for 37 years in a row. Ford F-150, Ford Super Duty, #1 for 37 years straight.
Right now, drive a built Ford Tough Super Duty with up to $4,500 cash back. Get to your Oklahoma Ford dealer today. The best in Oklahoma.
Robinson Cano.
Fans booing the return of Robinson Cano. Last night on Jimmy Fallon, same thing, sorta.
Now, Robinson Cano is coming back to Yankee Stadium tomorrow night for the first time since becoming a Seattle Mariner. Are you going to boo him?
I'm going to boo the out of him.
Well, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
All right.
Give him your best boo.
Boo! You suck!
That was awesome. Maybe try it again.
Should I try it again?
Yeah.
How you doing, Robbie? Welcome back to New York.
Thank you.
Back, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Boo Robinson, you should have stayed here. Winners is in New York, not in Seattle.
Try booing him one more time.
Boo! Stay in Seattle. We don't need you in New York. Hey!
That is your Oklahoma Sports Report. We'll be right back.
Ellen's Mini Mozart returns.
Are you getting recognized?
People do double takes like this.
Plus, Ryan Seacrest. He's always full of surprises.
I'm so happy to have that back.
Tomorrow at 3 on 2 Works for You.
Be beach ready by Memorial Day with the Made Diet.
In order to get in that bathing suit, I'm going to give you a secret weapon.
I need that weapon.
Lose that weight.
So by the time summer comes, you'll be dancing around.
Can't wait.
All new Oz.
Tomorrow at 4 on 2 Works for You.
Big news. Toyota of Muskogee is now James Hodge Toyota. New name, same great service, and even better deal. Now save $4,000 on a new 2014 Camry and 0% for 72 months. Yes, 0% and $4,000 off at James Hodge Toyota in Muskogee.
I like the idea of improvisation and starting with not a preconceived idea. All of my work is about visual images taken from my memory. I'm Brenda Kingery. I am an artist, and I'm a proud Chickasaw. One time I said, "Oh God, please don't let me die with my paintings in the closet." And what I would want them to be is everywhere. I would want them to be loved, to be used, to be respected. You work your whole life doing this. You just keep going as long as you can. And I have such a good background with a 106-year-old grandmother that I've always thought in my mind I would just paint until I'm 106. My Chickasaw heritage has become a primary part of my life. And the reason is, it's a place I call home.
See more stories about the Chickasaw people at profilesofenation.com.
Honey, I gotta go to work, but you'll be fine, right?
Of course, just hand me the tablet. We got Cox. If I miss a call, I can read the voicemail right here. If I have questions, I can look them up on our insanely fast internet. And when the delivery guy gets here, I can see him. It's open.
You order breakfast?
Yep. I can watch this while you're at work.
That's the reason why you're here in the first place.
You smell good.
Thanks.
Cox high-speed internet, Contour from Cox, digital telephone, and home security. It all works better together with Cox.
Want to get that yes feeling for yourself? It's easy with Conn's Yes Money. Even when other stores say no to credit, we say yes. Just